in 2026. More people are earning more money than ever before. Salaries are higher than they were 5 or 10 years ago. Side hustles are everywhere. Freelancing, online businesses, content creation, crypto, stocks, remote jobs, and AI tools have created more income opportunities than any generation before. Yet despite all this, something feels wrong. People are exhausted, stressed, and financially anxious. Even after earning more, many still feel broke. Making more money no longer delivers the satisfaction it once promised, and that feeling is not imaginary. It's rooted deeply in how modern finance actually works. Finance is not just about earning money. Finance is about how money flows, how it's used, how it's protected, and how it grows over time. In simple terms, finance is the system that controls how individuals, businesses, and governments manage resources to achieve goals and manage risk. And in 2026, that system is working against the average person. Let's start with personal finance, because this is where most people feel the pain. Personal finance includes budgeting, saving, investing, borrowing, and planning for the future. In theory, if you earn more, your personal finance situation should improve. In reality, the opposite often happens. Take a real example. A software developer earning $60,000 in 2019 could comfortably pay rent, save, invest, and still enjoy life. In 2026, that same role might pay $85,000 or even $100,000. But rent has doubled. Groceries cost 40 to 60% more. Health insurance premiums have increased. Transportation costs are higher. Subscription expenses quietly drain income every month. So, despite earning more, their purchasing power is weaker. This is not a motivation problem. This is inflation. Inflation is the silent tax that reduces the value of your money without you noticing it daily. Your salary may increase by 5% or 10%, but if your living costs rise by 15%, you are effectively poorer. This is why making more money feels pointless. You are running faster, but the finish line keeps moving. Now, let's talk about budgeting, another core part of finance. In 2026, budgeting has become harder than ever. Not because people are irresponsible, but because expenses are unpredictable. One medical emergency can wipe out months of saving. One job loss can destroy years of progress. One economic shock can erase investments overnight. A real-life example is a freelancer earning $5,000 per month. On paper, that income sounds great, but payments are inconsistent. Clients delay invoices. Platforms change algorithms. Taxes are unpredictable. Healthcare is so even with high income, financial stability feels fragile. That constant uncertainty drains emotional energy. And finance is not just numbers. Finance is psychology. When money feels unstable, stress increases. When stress increases, satisfaction disappears. Now let's talk about saving money. Saving used to mean security. In 2026, saving often feels useless. Interest rates on savings accounts rarely beat inflation. If inflation is 6% and your savings earn 2%, you are losing money every year. People know this, even if they don't calculate it, so saving feels like standing still. while the world moves forward. A real example is a family that saved $20,000 over 5 years. In 2026, that same $20,000 buys far less than it did when they started saving. Housing prices, education costs, and health care have outpaced savings growth, so the emotional reward of saving has vanished. Now let's talk about investing, another major pillar of finance. Investing is supposed to help money grow. But in 2026, investing feels like gambling to many people. Markets are volatile. News cycles are chaotic. Geopolitical tension affects stocks overnight. AI disrupts entire industries instantly. A real example is someone who invested consistently in the stock market for 3 years. They saw gain, then a market correction wiped out months of progress in days. They didn't lose everything, but the emotional impact was severe. Now let's talk about time, the most overlooked financial asset. Making more money often requires more time, more hours, more mental energy, more availability. In 2026, work follows people home. Emails never stop. Notifications never end. Side hustles consume evenings and weekends. A real example is someone earning $120,000 but working 70 hours a week. They have money, but no life. No energy. No peace. At that point, money feels pointless because finance is supposed to support life, not replace it. Now let's address the emotional truth. Money used to represent progress. In 2026, money represents survival. People are not chasing luxury. They are chasing stability, safety, predictability. When money only maintains the same standard of living, it stops feeling meaningful. This is called lifestyle inflation, mixed with economic pressure. As income increases, expenses rise automatically, not because people are irresponsible, but because the cost of a normal life keeps increasing. Housing, health care, education, transportation. These are not luxuries. They are necessities. Now here is the most important finance truth. Money is a tool, not the goal. When systems make the tool less effective, motivation disappears. People are not ungrateful. They are rational. If effort does not lead to progress, effort feels pointless. That is exactly what many experience in 2026. So what is the real problem? The problem is not income. The problem is control. Finance is ultimately about control over your time, choices, and future. When earning more does not increase control, it feels meaningless. A person earning $50,000 with low stress, low debt, and stability may feel richer than someone earning $120,000 with anxiety and uncertainty. That is not theory. That is lived experience. The solution is not just make more money. The solution is smarter financial structure, lower fixed costs, intentional spending, strategic investing, emergency funds, time protection, and realistic expectations. In 2026, winning financially is not about chasing income endlessly. It is about designing a system where money works for you instead of draining you. Because money without peace is pointless. And finance without purpose is just noise. That is why making more money still feels pointless in 2026. Not because money failed, but because the system changed. This is why so many people feel tired instead of successful. Not because they failed, but because the rules changed without warning. Making more money was supposed to mean progress, freedom, security, time. But in 2026, money often only buys survival. And survival doesn't feel like winning. If earning more doesn't give you control over your life, then the problem is not your effort. It's the system you're playing inside. Real financial success is not about chasing higher numbers. It's about building stability in a world designed to create pressure. It's about protecting your time, your peace, and your future. Because money is just a tool. And a tool that steals your life is not wealth. The goal was never to be rich on paper. The goal was to feel secure, calm, and in control. And until money gives that back, it will always feel pointless, so no matter how much you make. If this message hits you, you're not alone. And you're not behind. You're just waking up.